Hello, and welcome to the weather update. It is the 26th of August, nearing 10 o'clock, and yep, it was kind of a muggy day today. Not much relief from the humidity. Still out there at 2.68, so just slight relief. Light and variable winds throughout the day, and they started becoming south toward the afternoon. So the sea breezes were very weak today, as you see here. And we did have, again, we had northwest winds for a little bit, which did help the dew points come down a little bit during the day, with a decent amount of cloud cover around after some heavy rain in the morning. So let's go look at our highs and lows. We'll start it off here. And you'll see today was pretty warm. We got into the mid-80s. Again, we only weak sea breezes, upper 80s in New Jersey. Lows, obviously not dropping that much. And precipitation, because we got some heavy rain in the morning. So we'll look at the 24-hour precipitation, and we'll show you what our rainfalls are if they'll load here, because you'll see we actually wound up getting some heavy rain in the morning that affected, it looks like, Queens and Nassau County. 1 inch at LaGuardia, 3/4 of an inch in much of Nassau, 1.15 at Long Beach. And then as it got out to Suffolk, kind of fizzled out, but there was an area of heavy rain that did wind up developing. So let's go to we'll rewind we're going to talk about that in a moment. First, let's do our, look at the satellite here. So you can see again, all the clouds. There's some clouds and a little bit of smoke too. Not a great looking sky today. You can see there's some smoke there over the Great Lakes. Show you what the sky looked like today. We had a lot of these, again, cumulus clouds and a little bit of a, haze to the sky, probably from wildfire smoke and humidity. That's what it looked like toward the sunset there. Again, you can see that haze in the sky. And a look at the moon, which looked kind of yellowish tonight. So, and that's again because of I think there's some smoke around. We're dealing with that as well. So let's go to the Ventus sky. I'll show you what happened this morning, because we'll go to the radar rewind, because we did get into a heavy batch of rain that came out. It formed in central New Jersey, and no lightning with it, but it poured this morning around 7:30. You see the heavy rain that we got in Nassau County, 8 o'clock. See, it wasn't moving very fast, very slow to move, this rain here that we had. And you can see it kind of weakened as it got towards Suffolk. But there was some pretty heavy rain that came with that line that we weren't quite expecting. But again, when you have more moisture in the atmosphere than the models can handle, that's sometimes you get those unexpected rainfall events that you see. So let's go take a look at. We'll close this up, I guess. We'll look at. I do want to go to the Wonder Map as well, so let's do that as well. Wonder Map, and we'll get some more rainfall numbers from this, because, like I said, it poured. You can see Central Jersey also over an inch of rain in some areas here. 1.17, 0.75 in Mineola. JFK, you missed JFK though, but LaGuardia LaGuardia's not going to show up on here, but LaGuardia got hit, as you saw there, and you can see the heavier amounts in Nassau. But then, as it got to Suffolk, it kind of petered out a little bit. Again, wasn't expecting that heavy rain in the morning, but that's a sign that this front is kind of hung up, because if we look at our weather map here, you can see, yep, we got stall front syndrome. The front is sitting right over us. And then in the north, there's another stationary front, that big, beautiful high. We're supposed to build down and get rid of all this humidity, but it's going to struggle to do that over the next day or two. So let's go to our statistics for the day. You can see, looking at the radar right now, we actually have a few showers. There's one over Peekskill right now. So it looks like there is a shower over Peekskill. Could be a thunderstorm. Again, you have this front just sitting over us. It's kind of just washed out, stalled out over us. Again, stall front syndrome, because, again, you don't have a strong jet stream to move these fronts through. So this is what you get. This is why we haven't had, like, your typical summer weather, which is usually you have hot, humid weather, followed by a cold front with thunderstorms, and you have nice weather. But that hasn't happened. We haven't had a pattern like that for at least a couple of years in the summer. We haven't had a normal summer in years. And we're never going to have a normal summer again, unless we get super lucky. So, looking at today, we were above normal for the high at Islip, 5 degrees above normal for the high. The low was 70, so that's 5 degrees above normal for the low. And so 6 degrees above normal for the day. And again, almost 5 inches of rain now at Islip for the month. Let's look at Central Park as well. They were about 4 degrees above normal. And look at that, 6.29 inches of rain there. That is double the, almost double the amount of rain you're supposed to get in a month. And I'm just going to look at LaGuardia, too, as well. Look at LaGuardia. They've gotten 7.68 inches of rain. I wonder if it's going to be one of the wettest Augusts on record at LaGuardia, perhaps. Again, it's been a wet month. It's been an unsettled month. We've had a lot of rain, which, again, could be, there are a lot of people who need the rain, particularly in Canada, that aren't getting it. So, speaking of that, let's go to the MODIS satellite here, and we will look at our weather map here, at our satellite map. And speaking of Canada, we're going to look at all these fires here, look at all the smoke here that we have. I believe that is Alberta. Can't really see what's going on in the Northwest Territories. We have some clouds over there. You can see a lot of smoke here in Saskatchewan. Here's a little bit of smoke here. Now, this is the nice air mass we were supposed to get into this weekend, but we may not get into it because of the stalled front. And then you can see still more smoke here coming from the Northwest and Oregon. These fires are still a problem in extreme Northern California. We also had wildfires in Louisiana, too. Yep, we have the smoke here, too. So we have wildfires now in Louisiana as well because it's been so hot and dry there because of that heat dome. So they haven't really had much rain that they normally see in the summer. So it's been very dry there, and so we're seeing a lot of wildfires. But for us, you can see there was a decent amount of clouds around today. Let's look at a few more satellite loops here, particularly, again, that southeastern Canada satellite loop, which kind of shows us what's going on with the fires here, and they are still burning out of control. So here we go. Look at all the smoke we have coming from Northwest Territories, British Columbia. Look at this one. This fire just kind of exploded right here. Almost, you can see there's a pyrocumulus cloud there as well, which makes you wonder if there's lightning, but I don't think, we can't get the, and there's a new fire over here in northern British Columbia that just popped up as well. So plenty of wildfires, plenty of smoke in that area there. And if we look at the northern U.S. view here, the Canadian northern U.S. view, this one will show us the lightning. So I'm actually gonna we'll do a 36 frame here. So you can see again, there's all that smoke right there. You can clearly see all that smoke right there, and I don't see too many lightning flashes, but you got to watch out because again, you have those pyrocumulus. Sometimes they become pyrocumulonimbus clouds that can actually create their own thunderstorm. You can see decent amount of smoke over here in Western Canada, so we may wind up having to deal with that. The other issue, of course, let's not forget, are the tropics. We have 10. This is the depression that will become a hurricane, most likely a hurricane next week that's going to be in the Gulf. This is Franklin, which is now a hurricane. Franklin has now become a hurricane, and it's forecast to become a major hurricane at that. But fortunately, it's going to recurve out to sea, and it will not threaten us. But let's go to the latest public advisory on Franklin. Franklin continues to strengthen, forecast to become a major hurricane early next week. As of 5 p.m., location 23.8 north, 67.5 west, about 280 miles northeast of Grand Turk Island, and about 610 miles south-southwest of Bermuda. Maximum sustained winds are 85 miles an hour, moving west-northwest at 8 miles an hour. The minimum central pressure is 982 millibars, and that's 29 inches. So it's definitely picking up strength now. It's over that very warm water in the Atlantic, but fortunately, it's making that right-hand curve. But it could affect Bermuda, and it could also kick up the surf over here as well by, I would say, the middle of the week, like Wednesday, Thursday, probably. So maybe even Tuesday. So let's go to the latest imagery on Franklin. And actually, we should also go and look at 10 as well. So let's see. I don't know if they've got anything on 10 yet. This is 10. So 10 is forecast to become a hurricane. So we're just going to look at the... let's see where they got that. I want this map here. All right, here we go. So it's going to become a hurricane and impact the Florida Panhandle, and then affect the southeast. And they'll have to... it looks like right now the models kind of suppress this thing to the south, and hopefully that continues. But let's go to Hurricane Franklin and look at some of the imagery. We have a number of imagery. Let's first go to here. So here's Franklin. You can see definitely getting it looks like a pretty small, compact storm, but very intense. You can see here. And that kind of lines up with what the Hurricane Center has said. If we go back to Franklin here and look at the public advisory here, look at the extent of the winds here. So hurricane force winds only extend outward up to 25 miles from the center. Tropical storm force winds extend outward up to 140 miles from the center. So this is Franklin here. Very compact storm, you can see, but you definitely see the eye and the circulation, and it's going to definitely strengthen given the warm water it is over. So let's go to tropical tidbits here and look at the satellite imagery of Franklin here, and you can definitely see those blow-ups there. So it's definitely in its strengthening phase, and it will stay that way for a couple of days at least. Looking at your spaghetti models, you can see they all curve it out to sea, and luckily they spare even Nova Scotia an effect from that. Looking at your intensity guidance, you can see a lot of them are going to a lot of them bring it up to Cat 3. Some of them even bring it up to a Cat 4. Wouldn't surprise me if it's at least briefly a Category 4 hurricane. So let's go to 10. Let's talk about 10 because this is the other storm here. So this is the storm that's going to impact the Gulf. Looks very disorganized right now, but again, it's going to get itself together. And these are the spaghetti models here that we have right now, and you can see they would have an impact in the Florida Panhandle. Most of them bend it right because there's a high building down that will protect us from it coming up the coast and doing what I would call an Isaias. Remember Isaias. So how can you forget that one? So you see a lot of them also bring this into Category 1 hurricane, though it might be underestimating considering how warm those Gulf waters are. But it's just we'll have more, we'll know more about that as soon as this thing forms. Right now it's really too early to speculate. So let's go look at the models now and looking at the surface. And actually first let's go to the upper air for a little bit and just show you the jet stream, because again, this trough that was supposed to be coming, you can see it's just kind of a weak trough, but you see what happens during the week. You see that trough pick Franklin up, take it out. That's a stronger trough. And then it also suppresses what 10 will become. I don't know what name it will. So fortunately, that's what's going to protect us. Let's go to the surface now. So you can see here, we have this big high pressure system. But you can see, again, we got this jet stream here that's like kind of just caused this front just to wash out over here. And so tomorrow is not going to be so great. This high is going to basically sit there. It's going to protect us from, you can see here, comes that trough, picks up Franklin out of the way, and then we have another high building down that will protect us from the next storm Wednesday into Thursday and keep that storm to the south. We probably, if that's the case, we wouldn't even see any rain from that. That is the GFS. The Euro, I believe, is in agreement. We can check the Euro at 12Z if we want to go far enough out. But you see here, Euro is pretty much in agreement with that as well. So we have agreement on the major models. So no debate there. So let's take a look at what our weather is going to be like now, because again, we've got this stalled front. We were supposed to have a nice, dry, low humidity weekend, but once again, it looks like our hopes are going to be dashed. So first of all, there won't be any rain tomorrow. Well, actually, it is forming some seas. This is another sign of the front being stuck here. Notice all these showers and thunderstorms popping up in this area. So these are focal points again, because you have moisture coming in and rising inland. So some areas could see a shower, but most likely not. Monday, probably not as far as the rain. Will probably be dry for Monday. Let's look at the dew points, and this is where the disappointment comes. So you can see the wind's trying to go north. We're trying to get that dry air in, but it just barely makes it in. Maybe we'll get dew points down to the low 60s. If you really want the drier air, well, you have to go upstate, or, really Canada. It's not really even coming down here. That high is supposed to come straight down and give us a nice day. And the models just keep, these fronts just keep getting washed out, again, because the jet stream is messed up. That's not supposed to happen. And you can see by Monday, winds go more easterly again. So no real substantial relief from the humidity, unfortunately. At least we won't be dealing with any heat, but we won't be seeing any relief from the humidity and having any nice, dry, sunny day with nice skies like we were supposed to. Here's tomorrow, so temperatures will get Probably low 80s, probably a little bit cooler than the day, but it'll still be mid 80s in Jersey. Tomorrow night, not cooling off that much again because the humidity is sticking around. And then for Monday, you can see temperatures generally are in the 70s. With that onshore flow, it will be a little cooler Monday than tomorrow, I think. And this is the HRRR, so we're going to look at a few more models, of course, with the when it comes to the skies. We'll show you also the GFS with the temperatures as well. GFS also showing this front just kind of getting hung up here again. So, yeah, no really real good dry area. Maybe some of it gets into western Long Island. We'll see some dew point relief, but then they come back up on Monday, though. Again, with that east wind, at least it'll be a gusty wind, so it won't feel as... Today did not feel nice at all, by the way. So here, I'm going to run this along here Tuesday so you can visualize the next front coming through. We'd have to wait for the next front, which will come through Wednesday into Thursday, and that will give us some decent dew point relief. So you see how it keeps getting pushed off by a couple of days. You think you can get it, and then boom, it doesn't happen. And you have to wait. But at least it keeps that storm and its humidity, most of it suppressed to the south. So let's look at skies. And these are the skies. And again, you can see here, GFS seems to think we will at least have mostly sunny skies tomorrow. I have my doubts, maybe. We'll have more sunshine tomorrow than today, but whether it'll be mostly sunny. And then Monday, going to be stuck in these clouds again from the stall front system. Again, if you go up way north, you'll have some clear skies. And then we'll be dealing with the clouds again with that front. And then once we get that front through, we have to see what happens again. Because, again, we may still be dealing with the cirrus from that storm in the Gulf. This is a long, long way out forecast for clouds. So I'm not really going to put too much, what's the word? I don't know. But anyway, let's go to the RGM here and look at the RGM here. This is a more... So you can see, again, it's showing some clear skies tomorrow, particularly in the morning. And then we'll see some more clouds. For Monday, probably be more in the way of clouds, maybe some sun. And then Tuesday we'll have to deal with plenty of clouds. And that only goes out to Wednesday. So it all depends on if we can get this front through and push the clouds to the south so we can have some clear skies. But, of course, that's not the only thing we need to align to have a nice clear day. We also have to watch out for the smoke. So let's run the smoke model next. So here's the smoke model, and you see, not really dealing with too much. Doing a little bit of smoke. You see a little bit, not too much. And this will take us now. We're into Monday, so it's not showing too much smoke yet. But you can see there's a lot of smoke there in Western Canada, and we'll have to see if that ever winds up getting to us or not. Let's run the near-surface smoke as well. This is the near-surface smoke. So we're not seeing too much near-surface smoke. A little bit. We saw a little bit today. I think tomorrow the air quality will be a little bit. The air quality was not great today. And then as we get later into the week, again, we're going to have to watch for this cloud of smoke here over Western Canada, if that will affect us or not. So I think that's going to wrap up this weather update. Thank you for watching, and have a good night.